Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the REC podcast, brought to you by the REC Toycast. I'm your host, Roman Chavez, and with me, as always,
Erik Icarus.
Eric!
What's up?
You can find us on the Grom at REC Podcast.
Yeah.
You can follow myself at Roman REC Podcast.
Sure.
And you can follow the bomb dude.
Gulag_J_Wielden.
And don't forget the @ ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing, my friend?
Doing okay.
Good.
Doing okay,
good.
man. I'm just living.
Yeah.
Hanging and banging.
Nice.
Thriving and surviving.
Okay, all right.
How about you?
Yeah, well, I'm rhyming, I guess, too, you know? I'm living that rhyme life, too, man. You think you can just be single and try to wave that in my face? I don't care about that. I don't care about that. Look where you're standing, bro. You are knee-deep in action figures.
I am. That's the only action I'm getting.
There you go. See? You swinging that around here. I don't need that. Dude, some weird news broke today.
Yeah?
Okay. Ruby Rose, Batwoman extraordinaire, is leaving the show. She is the main character.
Yeah,
the lead. Right? Yes,
yeah.
The lead. Catherine Kane or Kathy Kane. Well, anyway, I don't watch
Kane.
the show. Candy Kane. I don't actually watch it. Yeah, and I know you don't either. But we've talked about it a couple times.
We've mentioned it.
We've seen her in the crossovers.
Yes.
But yeah, she kind of left abruptly, and I mean, they're still going ahead with season 2.
Oh.
They're gonna recast.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. They hadn't said why. Greg Berlanti's production company, and I believe Warner Brothers Entertainment or whoever produces the rest of the show, and Ruby Rose, they all had statements, and they didn't give a explicit reason. They all kind of clapped, gave each other a pat on the back, and good luck to you, kind of thing.
Right. So no, it doesn't seem like there's bad blood.
It doesn't seem like there's bad blood. It all seems very coordinated. I'm curious if there were any health issues. I think she has a digestive issue.
Crohn's?
She has something like that, because she had lost a shocking amount of weight at one point in her life.
Okay.
Like in the public eye, and it was like dangerous, and she has some type of pre-existing condition. So I don't know if maybe the strain of it. She had actually gotten pretty seriously injured on a stunt.
About that. Yeah. Was it during the filming of
the show? Yeah.
Okay.
A stunt on the show, and she had to be hospitalized. She had some nerve damage too. So I haven't heard of any bad blood.
It could. You're right. It could be stemming from health reasons.
It could be a health reason.
It sounds like that's exactly what it is.
It's going to be interesting. Obviously, since we Stephen Amell is gone now, the Arrowverse moves on without Arrow.
Sure.
We're gonna have the Green Arrow and the Canaries being launched with Green Arrow's daughter, and then the 2 Black Canaries. But yeah, Batwoman seemed like hey, we're gonna start passing things down to Supergirl and Flash,
right?
And then it's like oh, Flash's ratings aren't very good. Oh, Supergirl's ratings. Batwoman has left.
Right.
It feels like that.
It feels like their cinematic universe. Everything's just falling apart, man.
Yeah, did they
have to recast their Bat character?
Yeah, were they in the same office building? Did they get moved and get some of those neg vibes? I don't know, man. It's a little bananas, and I hope Ruby Rose is okay. Even though I wasn't watching the show, I'd seen a couple of her appearances in other shows, and definitely in the crossover, and she seemed fine. It's just I just wasn't into that same formula again.
Sure.
I haven't been watching any of the CW shows.
No, yeah, it's been a minute since you've used.
So I'm just done with the formula. Hey, I'm the brooding hero. These are my plucky sidekicks. Right. One of them is homosexual, or I am homosexual, or we have a transgender person over here. Sure. But the thing is, every single show is ensemble, and every single show has the
same
type of things.
Right.
Yeah, I got tired of the formula. I got tired of that.
And I get being inclusive, and I'm all about it. It's great, and it gives you a chance to showcase different lifestyles. But again, you start repeating yourself.
Yeah.
And your trope becomes almost a stereotype.
Yeah.
And it's almost disgusting to me, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That to me, the way you're describing it, it sounds like they're using it to shill their show.
Yeah, when I see this type of ultra inclusivity, where they're really trying to push it, trying to beat us, I'll refer to it as this is an Arrowverse thing, or it has created a new verb for me,
for sure,
or a new adjective, new descriptive word, and. Yeah, that's just what it is. I like Big Macs, and when they're $1,
sure,
I can only eat so many.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't pay for these shows, so
and you're voting. You're voting with your time.
Yes.
And that's how most people vote with TV shows, and and maybe people who they're pandering to are getting tired of it too.
You know,
It seems that way.
but I
Because
feel
it seems like the viewerships are just falling off, man.
I wonder if there's a type of oh, I don't know what the word is. Like they feel like they're obligated to like keep watching. Like, well, they went out of their way
to try and
yeah,
to me.
yeah,
At least let me give them an hour of my time.
Yeah, like I wonder if that keeps some of these things afloat.
It could be, but again, I find most of that just disheartening. It doesn't seem organic.
Yeah,
you know, if you're gonna write about different types of human beings in this world, you need to give them some different character tropes. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, not the same like, oh, it's almost turning into a sitcom cast. Like, oh, he's the funny one.
Yeah. Oh,
he's the ladies' man.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's turning into that nonsense.
The exact same thing.
Know?
The one thing I'll give Arrow and Flash is that at least they tried to fill their kind of their tribe with superheroes.
Sure.
So, you know, at one point, everybody in Arrow is a superhero, and everybody knows, everybody's trained by the League of Assassins, and everybody, you know, it
takes away the value.
It does it does dilute, but man, there was some amazing, and I wish I could remember what season opener this was for Arrow, but dude, there was one, and it was like the first 5-8 minutes, and it was just this awesome fight scene, just like, hey, last year we left off and all of our heroes have made up. We're all friends again. You know, nobody's mad at each other. And this one picked up with like 7 people just like ruining the night for these gangsters with excellent fighting.
Nice.
Excellent fighting.
Okay.
And I was like, man. And then a part of me was like, it'll never be this good again. and then my neg vibes really, really project. Yes, yeah, it was too bad, but man, it was like one of the best opening sequences of a TV show, definitely of a comic book show, though, like arguably the best.
So have they said who they might replace Diaper Girl or whatever her name is?
Diaper Girl,
the Batgirl or whatever.
Oh, no, yeah, there's
nothing.
Yeah. I don't know what they're gonna do, because I mean she really did kind of nail that character in terms of a decent balance of like what the comic is and what who Ruby Rose kind of can portray.
Sure, because I liked her in John Wick.
Yeah, but she didn't talk.
But isn't that Cassandra Cain's thing? Isn't she mute?
No.
Who am I thinking of?
You're thinking of no. You're right, Cassandra Cain, but this is Catherine Cain. Yeah, with a K. Okay, and then Cassandra Cain is the mute, and then her last name is Cain.
Oh, that's confusing.
And then Catherine Cain with the K and a K
is
and they're cousins to the Wayans, and So I want you to know, you've been confused at what Batwoman is.
I am, dude, and I wish they would have went with the mute one because that's perfect casting for her.
Yes.
She plays that pretty, not to be mean, but she's able to play and act without as a mute. She's got a menacing personality. It's cool.
When she says she's sorry to like her dude, you know, you like feel it, like she's like, I fucked up.
Yeah.
You know, she says it.
Yeah. Swear jar.
Yeah, swear jar. That's our only F that we get in the show. Remember, guys, we're PG-13.
We get one F.
Yeah, so keep it locked up, Eric.
I don't cuss. But again, you fell out of the show or didn't even watch it, rather. Fell out of the universe.
Yeah.
So
they just lost me, and it's too bad because I was their biggest champion.
You were.
You know, I told everybody about it. I posted about it, and it just it just got boring. And it's like, and honestly, like all of that's all of the social justice stuff, I can handle if it's interesting.
Right.
It just wasn't interesting. I don't care that it's social justice-y. It's just not interesting to me.
Make it interesting and give me ninjas.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And then they took Mr. Terrific and made him super gay, and he just wasn't interesting to begin with.
So super fantastic.
Yeah, he was Mr. Fantastic.
Like, what do you mean? How gay are we talking here, man?
I mean, he wasn't overtly, but it's just that Mr. Terrific. One of the things that I like about that character, the modern version, is that he's a savant, and he everything is boring to him.
Right, that's cool. Because if you know everything, everything would be.
Yeah,
boring.
he's an atheist. He actually goes to kill himself in the comic.
Oh wow!
And somebody kind of talks him out of it. And
did they use any of this storyline?
No,
that sounds like something I would watch.
Yeah, like in the comics, he's like this decathlon, gold, has his own company, and just like everything is hollow.
Sure,
it's just hollow.
Right.
And he goes to kill himself, and he's kind of like talked out of it by somebody who's going to go kill themselves, and they kind of like talk each other out of it.
why wouldn't you pull from that?
Yeah, it's such an interesting story.
That's interesting and brilliant. Is he gay in the comic book?
No, he's got a wife and everything. But which again, I'm fine that they switch it because it doesn't matter. I don't want him to be married in the comic book either. Right. But his origin's really interesting. They don't do a lot of interesting stuff with him, but every time he's a guest in somebody else's book, he's always great. Yeah, he's always great. Sweet, man. And Echo Cullum, the guy who played Mr. Terrific, I for some reason can't remember Mr. Terrific's name, but I can remember Echo Cullum, the actor. He played him fine, but he was very much the quirky tech guy.
Oh, okay.
And then he had this very cool superhero persona, but then he like sucked as a superhero. He like wasn't interesting as a superhero. Okay.
Even though there's a lot of pathos behind the character that they could pull from the comic book. Yeah. And they just make him this quirky gay dude. Your quirky gay IT guy at work.
Yeah. Because
that's what it sounds like.
What it would have been interesting is if he goes to go jump, and it's because he's having a hard time with the sexuality. Sure. And then the guy who helps him is also homosexual. Right. And then that's like his lover, his boyfriend or whatever.
Or we don't, that would be cool. Or they can just have a moment. Yeah. Where they don't date or anything, but it's just like. Yeah. Well, there you go. They talk each other out of doing it, and they realize that their sexuality isn't the be all end all. Yeah. It's a part of who you are. And you need to, and they accept it, and they find it through each other. Yeah. And again, boom. Yeah. That's amazing.
There was something else there.
It's touching, and it sounds interesting.
And I mean, who are we to say? Like I said, Greg Berlanti is homosexual. Mm-hmm. He's got a husband, and they have kids, and all this stuff. And maybe we don't know what the homosexual experience needs to be. Maybe that's how they want it. They want it spoon-fed. Well, I doubt it.
Maybe they don't know.
Maybe he doesn't know.
I don't know. Again, I don't voice this a lot. It doesn't matter because it doesn't matter to me. I have a lot of gay friends. Yeah. You know that. Yeah.
So do I. He's in this room.
Yeah,
the bomb dude. No.
Yeah, the bomb dude. And to be perfectly honest, every homosexual friend I have hates being pandered to. Yeah. I legit could see a lot of them watching this and rolling their eyes because it's like this isn't what it's about. Yeah. Most of them hate the fact that they're defined by their sexuality. Oh, they hate it. Totally. They hate it. It's like, okay, I'm gay, and that's all you see me as. Yeah. Like that, it's dismissive. Sure. And that's how they see it. Yeah. So if this is Berlanti, I feel like he maybe has lost touch with his audience. Yeah. That's what I'm getting from this.
I mean, maybe. I don't really know, but I can tell you that there was a big group of us at work that watched the show, and I don't know anybody who watches the shows anymore. See? I don't know anybody who does. Right. So that's...
They're just making all the DC employees watch it. Yeah. Like you have your... You have your, what is that, VCR, not VCR, DVR set?
Yeah. Get on it, all right? Get on it. Yeah, for you, I guess you would look at a TiVo, it sounds like. Oh my gosh. Well, my friend.
Yes, dude.
I didn't know that we were going to talk so much about the Berlantiverse, but apparently we had some stuff to get off our chest. The reason we are here today. Yeah. The theme of this show. Happy anniversary, X-Men, the movie universe.
Yes. The X-verse.
The
birth of the modern comic book universe as we know it.
The
franchise.
Yeah, there you go. The franchise universe. Even though there were some that might argue Blade, but Blade doesn't...
It doesn't have the impact. Again, I would say Blade sets the tone. Yeah. And then X-Men runs with the tone.
Shows you that you can do a comic book movie for adults.
Right. And you can be kind of pretty close to the source material.
Oh, yeah.
And it worked. So, 20 years. I cannot believe that was 20 years ago.
Yeah. 20 years ago, we were like, oh my gosh, X-Men, we got to go watch this movie. We got this tall Australian guy, Hugh Jackman.
Right, didn't know who he was.
Thank God. We've got Charles Xavier. We got Patrick Stewart.
The dream casting.
Yeah, I mean, forever. Yeah. It seems like maybe Stan might have stolen his idea for Xavier from a Patrick Stewart. There was a Days of Future Past thing that happened where Patrick Stewart came back in time, or Stan Lee went forward in time. Whatever happened, it just seems like they're just so modeled after each other.
And it was perfect. And then we got Famke Janssen as our Jean Grey.
That's our Jean Grey.
I only known her from the James Bond GoldenEye.
Yes.
And then
Xenia on a top.
Yeah. And then Nate. John Favreau's
Oh, that's
Nate.
true.
Yeah, she was in that for 2 seconds. That's the only places I've known her from. And then we got Sir Ian McKellen.
Yeah,
as
which
Magneto.
And I knew obviously from like Schindler's List and not Schindler's List. What's the Pupil?
Apt Pupil.
Apt Pupil. Yeah. That's what it is. Sorry. Who's
You're thinking
Qui-Gon.
Yeah, Qui-Gon, the Grey.
Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson. Sorry, yeah. Apt pupil.
Yeah.
But that was the only other thing I had seen him in.
Yeah, it was me too.
Yeah, I had only ever seen him in Apt Pupil, and I don't remember Apt Pupil very well, obviously.
No. And then we got the gorgeous, beautiful, awesome Miss Halle Berry.
Yeah, that was the star power.
Yeah.
Like, hey guys, this is what's going to connect with everybody.
Oh, big time.
It's Halle Berry.
Yeah.
And Anna Paquin, she's an Oscar-winning child actor.
Yeah,
it was...
Rogue, right?
As Rogue, yeah.
Okay, cool.
It was... Like, I remember seeing that trailer.
Yes.
What was your... I didn't rewatch the trailer. I want you to know what I remember.
Okay, go ahead, man.
So, the thing that sticks out is when Bobby freezes the tea in the cup.
You're thinking of the second X-Men, homie.
Crap, that is the second X-Men. All right, go ahead. Go with yours. Go with yours.
Honestly, what I remember is you working at the theater.
Mm-hmm.
And, dude, the internet wasn't as around as it was, honestly. So, you call me at my parents' house.
Yeah.
Because, we're still in high school.
Yes.
And you're like, dude, they're doing an X-Men movie. We just heard whispers about this. I'm like, no. I was like, you're lying. So I basically went to the theater that night, walked into whatever crappy movie this was attached to.
Yeah.
And it didn't really give us anything. No. We got a voiceover. Yeah. It was Patrick Stewart kind of like talking about mutation. Yeah. Then we get the X.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah.
And mind blown.
Yes.
Mind blown. And just to be alive for that was something, man.
Yeah.
Like, and just giving me a narration and then the X.
Yes.
Was in a way perfect advertising, because not only are you teasing people like me and you're getting intrigue from the whole audience. Like, whoa, what is this? Like, I was floored, man.
Yeah.
Like, what were your initial reactions? Because you were working at theater. Were you cutting trailers?
Yes.
It's like, wait, what?
So in 3 or 4 years, when we talk about X2 on the 20th anniversary, remember the teacup thing, all right?
Absolutely.
Yes. So yeah, I remember that conversation. Yeah, I remember I saw the trailer. It had come in what was called a trail mix.
That's what it was.
And it's a little teaser trailer, and I was a new projectionist at this time.
Yeah.
And I was like, we have to watch it. Like, I have to watch this now. And they let me watch it like after the last movie. Right. There wasn't going to be a theater playing, so I was able to put it on a reel real quick and watch it. And I was like, so I had actually seen it
before anybody,
before most people.
Yeah,
before most people
in America.
Yes, and because that's just how it was back in the day. We would get stuff days before. Like, you got to air it at this time. It's got to start at this time.
Yep.
And it was it blew me away. And like you said, just seeing that X, and then just like people being like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
But being in that secret club, where like we know
it was such a secret club. Yeah, and I told the X-Men story so many times. I've told the X-Men story so many times with so many different people. Even now, when we get, Dark Phoenix, like, well, what is Dark Phoenix? And I'm like, well, this is what it should be. There was a dream that was Dark Phoenix.
This is a dream.
This isn't it. Jordan liked the movie.
He did.
So,
he did enjoy it.
So, yeah, just like, I couldn't believe it. And then we got the poster at work.
Oh.
And again, it was just the X. And I was like, God, give me something else.
Anything.
But then
we get
banners.
Yep.
These banners are amazing. I don't know if you've seen them in my collection. I don't have them all.
No.
So I was working at the theater at the time, and they wouldn't give them to me. What? They wouldn't give them to me. I've had to purchase them over the years whenever I can find them for not an arm and a leg.
Jeez, man.
But yeah, they're these individual Cyclops, Beast, all this stuff, like just not Beast, but Storm, Mystique. That was interesting. Yeah, when they showed Mystique in the later trailer, and you're like, what?
And it
looked great. Still looks good, actually.
Still holds up, actually.
But yeah, they had these cool like character banners that were like just barely the character in the light in frame, and then the rest in shadow.
Yeah.
And it was so cool.
Amazing.
And I was able to get the poster, but again, no characters were on it.
Nope.
But those banners were cool, and I bought like 5 or 6 of them, and I think there's 8.
Right.
Yeah, it was just like, this was the first movie that I cared about the promotional stuff. Yeah. We had a big X in the lobby. Yep. We had the banners. And it was just like, I couldn't believe that this thing that I'd loved as a kid was coming out.
It's coming to life.
What is it going to be like? And then in the second trailer, when you see the claws coming out of Wolverine's fist,
dude.
They're just splitting the skin.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Do me a favor. Go back and watch the X1 trailers. There's 3 or 4 of them total with the teaser. And so good.
They knew what they were doing.
Oh yeah.
As far as the marketing. And again, this is something that we had only dreamed of. We back in the day, kids, there was a magazine called Wizard.
Mm-hmm.
It was a comic book guide. Started out that way. Basically turned into just a comic book rag.
Oh,
you would get
so
your
good.
comic book news, your gossip. Yeah, and they would do this thing called casting call.
Yeah.
And they would do their dream casting for X-Men. And, that's as good as it got.
Yeah.
In the cartoon.
Yeah.
And that's as good as it got.
Oh, it would be cool to see, Chris O'Donnell as Cyclops,
God, yeah. The only one they had right was
Patrick
Stewart. Yeah.
Although it would have been fun to see Schwarzenegger Colossus.
Yeah. Oh.
I just wonder if they would have went Russian. They would probably just went Austrian.
They would sound, yeah. They would have made him Russian.
Yeah.
But I think they were trying to stay away from Schwarzenegger after the Mr. Freeze incident.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Which I love his freeze just because it's so ridiculous.
I mean, I think he tried to bring that into the X-Verse. Yeah. Like, I'm going to do puns. Like, I'm not trying to steal the scene.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Klaus supposed to be an artist, but like Schwarzenegger's like drawing stick figures. Like, just let us. You don't have to draw anything. We can have somebody draw. No, I do it. I do all my own stunts.
So I think it'd have been abysmal, but I would still like to have seen it.
Oh yeah.
But actually seeing the movie though.
Yeah.
You remember the you got to can we say that?
Yeah.
Okay. You got to preview it.
Well, it was part of my job.
Okay,
it was part of my job.
About that.
Yeah,
okay.
It's part of my job. Yeah,
okay.
I used to build movies. I was a projectionist for many years, and I got to when it was 35mm prints. I would build them, and I'd have to screen them, make sure they were put together.
That's a good point.
So I'd see a movie, sometimes days before, the premiere.
A few days before, dude.
And it was really, really awesome. And man, I got to watch this, and the people I watched it with, all they did was just ask me questions. And this was still early on in my projectionist career, so like. I was like, man, should we be talking this much? And now it's like, oh, that's all I want to do is talk in movies,
Well, you still get people asking you questions.
Yeah.
When we watch these movies with outsiders.
And I just remember watching it, and I remember, okay, I gotta call Eric tomorrow and tell him about it. And this pre-cell phones for the average.
Call me on my parents' phone and
I was just like, dude, we gotta go watch it. We gotta go catch it. We can't watch it this weekend because it's past restricted, but we'll go in the week.
Yep.
And we went.
Blew my mind.
Yeah.
Again, we're talking about this and seeing this through rose-colored glasses because
pre-MCU,
pre-MCU. That's how we've got to talk about this because we can't stack it up against what we have now because it doesn't hold up.
No, not at all.
It really doesn't.
I have tapped into. You've taken
15-year-old Roman now and you're going that way.
Dayglow Sativa has taken me to where I need to go to access these memories, okay? And I want to go watch X-Men 1 right now.
We should have done it.
No, it would have tainted it. It would have tainted it because Dayglow Roman and watching regular X-Men Roman, those guys don't exist. They don't exist.
They don't mix. It's like in Time Cop where they can't occupy the same space.
Exactly. I'm just trying to get. I've got back in that groove. Like I feel like I'm there, And I watched it the night, a few nights before it came out.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And then I'm a projectionist, so I'm starting movies. I'm watching X-Men. I'm doing all of that. Me and you go watch it.
I bet you wanted to see. That's what you're looking forward to. Taking your homies to see.
Yes.
And just to watch the reaction on their faces, like, oh my god, I get to relive me seeing it the first time through us.
Yes.
And just being able to see this unknown actor, Hugh Jackman, totally imbibe the role of Wolverine.
Yeah. Well, really changed what we thought Wolverine could be while still conveying
rage. Keeping the character as much as he is in the comic book.
Yeah.
He's obviously Hugh Jackman is not 5'3".
No.
He's pretty tall. But they got the hair pretty good.
They got it pretty good.
For what it was.
Yeah, it ends up, when they're done.
It morphs into something not similar towards the end.
But better, better, yeah.
But, they got the attitude right.
Yes. That was the thing. When he was not good-looking Hugh Jackman, and when he was angry Logan, you're like, wow.
Yeah, he was Wolverine.
Yeah.
I mean,
he became Wolverine.
He became Wolverine, and just after the cage fight, which again is just ridiculous. But it was so.
What a cool way to show us
how grizzled and over the top this guy is. Like, this guy fights in cages in the middle of Canada.
Yeah, in the middle of Canada for beer money. And I love that when that guy he beats up.
Yeah.
He's like, I know what you are.
Yeah.
He's like, you lost your money. Keep this up, you lose something else.
Yeah.
What a great line.
What an awesome
line. What a great line. and excellent delivery. Like you believe him. Like but I mean, too bad he didn't take it seriously in the weights, man. What a scrawny Wolverine
he was. Pretty tiny. He wasn't Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, he was not. Yeah,
and
Jackman.
He was not Jackman. And again, kudos to the Rogue and Wolverine dynamic. I think they actually nailed it.
It worked.
For what again? In this microcosm we have here, you got the feeling that Wolverine, because in the comics he tends to take a younger teenage girl under his wing.
Yeah.
Someone who's lost their way.
Yeah.
Old Uncle Roman or Uncle Logan is going to show them.
Freudian slip, right?
Because he put Jubilee.
Yeah, Jubilee, Kitty Pryde. Kitty's the most dynamic one. Like that really establishes what, that he could do it later.
Right.
So it's not weird when he takes on the female.
You don't even get that in the movie. You don't get the weird vibes. I mean, one of the coolest scenes is when after they have the bar fight, and then Rogue stashes away in his car, and he could smell her, or does he hear her?
I think both.
Yeah, and he stops the truck and takes her bag, tells her to get out, and she's like, "Where will I go? I don't care."
Yeah.
He's like, "You don't care or don't know?" Or he says, "I don't know."
Yeah.
And then Rogue goes, "You don't know or you don't care." He's like, "Pick one."
Yeah.
But then again, it shows Wolverine. He drives 5 feet, stops the truck, and then that tells her to get in. Like, it just shows his character. He's still got that soft spot, man. He's not all the way the animal.
Yeah.
But then we get an interruption from him.
Sabretooth.
Who was playing him again? Tyler Mane.
Tyler Mane. Yeah.
Was he a wrestler?
Yeah. Yeah, he was. Really? Yeah, not like big deal, but like he had a few WWE or WCW matches.
One of those things, okay.
Yeah, and then became a stuntman.
Is that what it was? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Basically.
What did you think of his Sabretooth?
He looked great.
He looked good.
I love that look, and just a couple.
The feral,
yeah. Scream for me. Oh, I love that.
He had some cool lines.
I love just a couple things.
Scream.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was totally fine with that. Like, I actually thought for the time again that they just nailed the casting.
James Marsden is Cyclops.
Yeah, who knew?
It looked like he was cut right out of the comic book.
Yeah, and again, you had that Boy Scout nerd.
Big time.
Kind of, I'm going to tell Dad.
Stay away from my girl.
Yeah.
Cool line. Love it. I mean, again, this is us fanboying out over it, because this is how I felt at the time.
Yeah.
This was something, I literally probably saw this movie 5 times in the theater.
Yeah.
And probably paid for most of them.
Yeah.
All right, maybe 2 of them.
Yeah.
And again, I didn't think this movie was going to set the course for what we were going to get.
Because even though the MCU is obviously a different thing, like it needs X-Men because it needs that ensemble.
It needs to show that the ensemble works.
And I think they learned, hey, ensemble works, but we should have a Wolverine movie and maybe a Jean Grey and Cyclops movie.
Yes.
Like, oh, we need to separate these out a little bit, and then that's where we get the MCU.
Right? Yeah, They retrofitted this
because nearly all of the X-Men movies are Wolverine and the X-Men.
My next point was this first one actually was the only one out of the trilogy, the original trilogy.
This is the most balanced.
It's the most balanced.
It is.
You get a little more Wolverine leaning moments, but it didn't take over the whole movie like X2.
No, because it's actually more still about Magneto.
Yes.
And it opens with Magneto.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that opening.
We forgot to talk about the opening. Yeah, that opening.
Freaking opening.
That sets the tone for what we were getting, man.
Dude, yeah, that was what I talked to you about. I said, dude, it opens up in like Auschwitz.
Yes, that's what it was. And
yeah, I'm recalling that conversation a bit.
For the studio or whoever's decision was to have the balls to do this, because
for better or worse, it was Bryan Singer's call.
Yeah, it was his call.
Yeah.
You're right.
No.
And a lot of people who didn't know, Magneto is Jewish. He's a Holocaust survivor. And this just really sets the tone for what the whole X-Men universe is going to be. It's about discrimination.
Yeah.
It's about taking away humanity from people you think are different.
Yeah.
And highlighting it with the Jewish Auschwitz scene, and having Magneto. I mean, that child actor acting his ass off, man. Like you were like, is this something I should be? This is a comic book movie, right?
When all those metal things are bent forward. Oh,
and he's just rage. He's triggered by his rage, and he's just trying to get to his parents. And then you're like, okay, we're in this now. This isn't Batman and Robin.
No. Yeah.
This
is Nazis and Jewish people and concentration camps and this could happen again.
Yeah.
This could happen again to mutants.
Yeah, and let's talk about that scene when it's a little bit kind of in the beginning when Charles and Magneto meet up for the first time, and he's like talking about how Magneto's like, they're gonna slave us, and then he's like, I'm not gonna let that happen, but you get the feeling that it's just two old friends, kind of just like, hey man, we're disagreeing, and I don't really like what you're doing, but I still love you, man. Yeah, but you're crazy.
I know they're at that like UN thing,
the summit,
and I love it. And oh my god, Patrick Stewart, dude,
just destroys it.
I mean, how does he sell like? Oh yeah, he's using telepathy right now. Yeah, he sells that so well when he kind of just is scanning the crowd and he sees Erik in the hat.
Yeah, totally. Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, man!
Not looking shady at all. His raincoat.
Not at all.
Going to go meet a Deep Throat, talk about the Kennedy assassination or Watergate.
Yeah, or both.
Yeah. Because apparently Magneto wasn't on that, right?
Yeah. That's what they had it in that in the First Class.
Universe. Oh yeah, we'll get to that down the road.
Yeah, it's true.
If we're alive,
we will be.
I mean, do you have a favorite scene then?
I don't know. I loved Cyclops using his powers. It just they didn't do it enough.
They was sparse.
Yeah, they didn't do it enough because it was great, but I thought it was cool. It had a fun sound. I think X2 is really where they get all of those iconic moments for me. I mean, there's like 4 or 5 that I can think of right off the bat. But for X1, I just really think just like the character development that they did. Like we were saying, it was the most balanced of the film. So I mean, there was cool Jean Grey stuff. There was cool Cyclops. Storm, Halle Berry actually doesn't get a lot of play.
No. I was gonna say she's sidelined by Wolverine. Probably, arguably at the time, one of the biggest actresses in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Gets sidelined by this no-name Australian just because of the character he's playing. That's how awesome Wolverine is.
Yeah.
And she does get a cool scene with Senator Kelly.
Yeah.
When they find him and he's all mutated and she's talking to him about why do you hate me and he's like that scene was actually it made you feel kind of bad for Senator Kelly.
Yeah.
Like it seemed like he was warped his whole life and then all of a sudden got woke. But obviously he's done.
Yeah.
Because he dies.
Yeah.
Spoilers. It's a 20-year-old movie, and if you haven't seen it, shame on you.
Yeah. The whole plot about changing people into humans.
It's hinky.
Yeah. It was such a weird thing because it's like, why does your magnet powers do this? Oh no, like why do your magnet powers do this?
It runs the gyrator or the generator to do it.
You're a gyrator, okay? It's a generator, okay? You're just a walking gyrator, Erik.
That's my mutant power.
Yeah.
I'm the gyrator. Yeah. But I thought it was kind of cool how they were going to they had that misdirection where they thought they were going after Wolverine.
Yeah.
And it turns out he was going after Rogue. And
so Logan was like, "Oh yeah, you don't think this is about me? I'm gonna make the rest of the universe about me."
But again, X2, we get the bait and switch.
Yeah.
You really think this is Magneto? He says, "You think this is about you again?"
Yeah.
I mean, another cool line from Magneto. That remarkable metal doesn't run through your entire body, does it?
Yeah.
Like, how badass was that, dude?
So I mean, it's like, why would you send Xavier?
Well, to be fair, remember on the train they were just trying to find Rogue. They didn't know Magneto was going to show up, and
Yeah, but then you can't send him back later. He's out. He's completely useless.
Yeah.
You got to wait in the car, bro. You, Colossus, Archangel, you guys got to sit this one out, man. Why don't you go get us some snacks? We're gonna need to carve up after our Magneto fight, okay? But
yes,
coming out of the museum or the bank, whatever it was.
Oh, dude,
when he stops all of the bullets.
Yeah. Yep. I don't think I can stop them all, Charles.
Yeah, and he's just grinding that bullet into that one guy.
I like it when Sabretooth grabs his neck. That's enough.
Yeah.
That's so
cool. Dude, yeah. Oh, you just gave me goosebumps. Yeah, all of the Xavier stuff is so good.
With the Magneto dynamic kills it, man. Yeah. They both kill it. They both have some of the best lines. I mean, my favorite quote in the movie is when they're in the prison. And then Magneto says, "What do you do when you wake? When we talk about when they come to get for your kids, And then he says, "What do you do when you wake up to that?" And then Xavier says, "I feel a great swell of pity for the poor soul who comes to my school looking for trouble."
I know.
Oh, mic drop.
Yeah.
kill it, man. I remember, and that's like, I think that's the last line.
That's
of the
movie. Last line, and they're playing chess.
Yeah.
You know, really, that sets the tone.
Yeah.
We never. I couldn't tell you a comic where I see Xavier and Magneto play chess. Those two playing chess, we have these old actors, they're not going to fight.
No, they can't.
So what do? They play chess. And that sets the tone for those two relationship. The entire series. It spans like 7 films.
Yes.
The act of playing chess with your adversary that you respect.
Right.
We see it come up constantly in something like Sherlock Holmes. We see Moriarty and Sherlock playing chess.
Right.
It's this great thing about we disagree, but we're equals.
Right. They do see each other and respect each other, but it's just having the game of chess is also like you have to respect the person enough to sit down with them.
Yes, yeah.
Like you're not gonna sit down with a dummy and play chess. Like, no, I'm not playing you. You're not in my league, man. Yeah. But I always found the chess trope, it's hit and miss with me. In certain movies. Like some movies, I think they just throw it in there like, oh, we need to show this guy's smart. Put a chessboard in his apartment.
Fair enough. And
I feel like this is the way you described it. That's perfect, and that's why it worked in this movie.
Yeah.
Because you said physically, these guys, they're not throwing fisticuffs. Yeah. But it was more of a mental game. To these guys, and there's two people set in their ways as far as because Magneto not really the bad guy if you think about it.
His heart's in the right place.
His heart's in the right place.
His heart's in the right place.
And Charles is probably a little diluted.
And think about it like this, dude. You lived through one genocide, and in your lifetime, there could be another genocide.
So he's going to do whatever it takes.
That's going to directly affect you.
Right.
But you have the power to do something.
Exactly.
About it.
So if you don't, you're just more guilty than if you didn't have the power to stop it.
Like he's trying to, he's like, dude, you guys, I'm trying to help you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, and then Charles, I think, is a bit naive. More naive than anything. Because he thinks we can all get along.
He's rich.
And he has the power to make everybody get along. Yeah. But he doesn't do it. And it's such a cool dichotomy between these two characters. And again, I think we get I think it pulls away from it in the other movies. The Charles Magneto, relationship. We get more Wolverine. And yada yada yada. I wish they would have leaned a little more hard into it. Yeah. We kind of got a bit of it in the First Class.
Oh,
we didn't get we didn't get the greats doing it. And don't get me wrong, I love Fassbender.
Yeah, they're so good.
And McAvoy, but it's just something about the two more seasoned actors. Delivering that almost Shakespearean dialogue. Yeah, because it is.
And I think that McAvoy and Fassbender, they do a good job of trying to do that, but we're young. We're not on that level to convey such things, but they're doing a great job.
And they're doing amazing. Yeah. I think after the first movie, they kind of were like, you know what? If we keep trying to do them, it's not going to work. Yeah. We have to be our own Magneto and Charles, and it's crazy what this movie spawned. Yeah. And what it meant to us, and what it's meant to a lot of people. Granted, this franchise died a horrible death. Yeah. And then it got a little resuscitated, and then they put the pillow back. But we can talk about that at other lengths. I mean, it's a bummer, but how many times did I watch this movie in the theater? 20? No, not quite. I mean, I would say off and on 20. Yes. Okay. Yeah, off and on 20. But I sat down on my own time 12 times. I watched it 12 times, and I took at least 8 different people to watch it. That was my thing. I was like, hey, you didn't watch X-Men? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We got to go watch it. And then when it was on its last couple shows, taking my girlfriend or you, I think we went and saw it one last time, after school. Took AJ to it. And then when this movie came out on VHS, because it was too expensive on DVD for your boy, I skipped school. And I went to Kmart because I knew nobody would see me at Kmart that I knew. And I bought it on VHS, and I watched it when I got home. You're like, yeah! I still have X-Men 1 on VHS. Yes, you do. I saw it. And, dude, this movie was everything to me. This thing, I had gotten out of comics for a bit in high school, and, this reignited my love, and I started to secretly buy comics again, off and on, action figures, off and on. It was kind of your dirty little secret. I mean, I was in on it. I was privy to it, because, again, I grew up around it. Yeah. So, Eric gets it. Yeah. But, we were high school.
Yeah.
We were in a band.
Yes.
This is something that wasn't cool.
Was not cool to
have it out in the open. Like, people like you suffered for this. For these kids to have their
even
their
AJ didn't know.
No.
No,
because he would have he'd been
he just made fun of me and told other people.
Exactly. That's what he does.
And I'm so glad I stuck with it. I'm so glad I'm still into it because we get to do this. We get to do this.
And I mean, again, the point of the X-Men movies, we could say it's about acceptance, but it's about sticking with your team.
Yeah, man. Finding your tribe, dude.
And finding your tribe, and if you fight for something, you fight on the front line with it, man. And that's what that's what I pull from it.
Yeah.
And if you disagree with your bestie, and you're on the opposite side, you can still have a little respect for each other. But I'm gonna fucking kill you. So we get two in this one.
Yeah, man. It started the universe in a lot of ways. I mean, there were some articles out this week that Kevin Feige apparently offered Hugh Jackman the ability to reprise. It's all speculation, but confirmed sources kind of thing.
Right.
And he was and he turned it down. He's old, man. He's old.
He probably wants to eat hamburgers and not have to worry about it.
Or he wants to have the hamburger with the bun.
Yeah,
that's
what I was getting.
When he said after after Logan, when he was like, "Yo, I'm done. I'm retiring." Being the character, and every talk show he went on, it was like Mario Batali was bringing him pasta. Bobby, everybody was bringing him pasta.
But he was like,
every talk show host was having star chefs bring pasta. It was so funny.
Is it also on Hugh Jackman's tip? They do think about the career this guy's had because of Wolverine.
Yeah,
I mean,
this guy's made 3 or 2 bad Wolverine movies, nearly unwatchable Wolverine movies, and we still like him as Wolverine
because we got the Redeemer. We got Logan.
God, Logan's one of the best
movies.
It's up there.
It's not even best comic book movie. It's in the running for it's in my top 20.
Oh, yeah.
It is a modern-day Western.
It might be in my top...
It's my modern-day Shane. It's Shane.
Yeah.
It's my Shane.
It's in my top 12, at least.
Yeah, it's that good. And, but just, this guy is all about his musicals, man.
Yeah.
And then you wouldn't think this guy playing a rage mutant sings and dances like an angel.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So much fun. I mean, best showman, you love
and
that.
Dances like a devil.
There we go. Sings like an angel, it's like, boom. Boom, that's what it is.
Well, kids, that's our show for today. Thank you so much for listening. If you like what we're doing, please hit that subscribe button. Give us a like. Give us your X-Men 1 moment.
Yeah.
What do you remember? What did you have fun with? Did you like it? Do you still like it?
Yeah.
I'd like to know all of those things. Yeah.
What's your favorite quote?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I would love to hear all of those things. Joss wrote 2 lines in that movie. He wrote arguably the funniest line in the movie when Wolverine had just been fighting Mystique, and then he comes back and Cyclops goes to shoot him. He's like, "Oh, it's me." And he's like, "Prove it. You're a dick."
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. Hilarious. Made me laugh out loud. And then when Storm goes to blast Toad, she's like, "Do you know what happens to lightning when it strikes Toad? The same thing that happens to everything else."
Which is, to me, the funniest line in the movie.
I mean,
for the wrong reason.
Yeah, for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
So, let us know your favorite quote. Eric, do you have any final thoughts for us today?
This X-Men is the be-all, end-all for these franchise movies.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm glad it happened.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it, in a weird way, is responsible for what I'm sitting in.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Interesting.
So
it's interesting.
Yeah.
And I mean, hell, even though we don't care for a lot of the X-Men films, I mean, Hugh Jackman's never the problem.
He's never the problem.
Yeah, he's the only reason. He's the only reason to rewatch.
Yeah, there you go.
The Wolverine is not very good, but he's all dimed up in there.
And he acts the part.
He's cutting people, fighting. Fighting hunters for shooting bears. It's just a cool movie. Man. It's just a cool movie.
It's got pieces.
Guys, thank you so much for listening. I've been your host, Roman Chavez.
I am still Eric Icky Poo.
Happy birthday to the X-Men franchise, and we will catch you on the next podcast.